Hey, welcome to another edition of Get Made Podcast. It's going to be a good one today. You know, um, so I normally don't get caught in cultural type of situations when what I mean is the trending things that are going on today. But I thought this would be an interesting conversation to have. And I'm talking about the thing that happened with the Breakfast Club this past week or so with young lady Jess Hilarious and the rest of the crew. And obviously, I'm been able because all over social media, everything is just everywhere. I kind of looked at the whole interview. I looked at her stuff too, that she was talking about, and obviously, her emotions are high, and we have kind of become a people that have become accustomed to just airing everything that we got going on the social media. You know, um, which makes no sense to me, really. But we kind of air out a lot of our dirty laundry on social media because we're really looking for the court of public opinion. Now we get things judged in the court of public opinion. Everybody wants to see, wants their side to be heard and want to be right. Right. Doesn't mean that they want to do it right, but they just want to be right. And so my thing is not so much as I'm looking at her as I'm looking at the men who are there. And I'm kind of bothered by how even men allow such a or be a part of something to take place. Obviously, it's something that she said publicly on her platform. She got to say whatever it is she wanted to say, but you still have agency over you. And even if the people who are above them wanted them to say something, they have the right to say, hey, no, I'm not going to do that. That's not what's going to take place. But as men, and this when we start talking about that thing with men becoming hyper feminine, they're very sensitive now. They have this feminine energy that is taking place. And that's something that's bothersome, right? That's something that's not good. Men are jumping in the fray, getting caught into things like gender wars, talking about women, talking about this, or talking about things that really they should hold to this. They hold to themselves, right? As men, even though we catch bad reps a lot of times, we have to still hold ourselves accountable. We have to still hold ourselves above situations. We have to hold ourselves even when people are talking reckless or saying, we just can't fight fire with fire. Because as a man, you still gonna lose, right? You still gonna lose. You looking soft if you jumping into the fray, and if you're not saying anything, you looking like you're a pushover. And if you say something, you looking soft, right? So side with what is right. And I think we lost that as men. We kind of lost some of that. We don't side what was right. And we got to the point now that a lot of times we want to be heard just as much as women. There's one thing I can't stand to keep hearing. I just want my voice heard. You know what I mean? Now you got men saying that they want their voice heard, right? And again, it makes no sense to me because only thing you have to do is just be a man. A woman is never going to be able to outman a man. She will never be able to do that. And you then getting caught into the emotional aspect of things, trying to plead your case, trying to convince somebody, and trying to do, and you doing it publicly makes no sense. I don't care what someone is saying about me or what they're trying to insinuate about me. I'm not coming on nothing, any platform, talking about anything other than this is what we're supposed to be doing. And I'm not saying nobody doing that either. I'm just saying how I would address a situation and how I would want to see men address a situation. Because at the end of the day, whatever anyone says, if you know it's not the truth, then stand on that. You don't have to convince anybody about your truth. And what bothered me so much is that when I seen, he's trying to, he's trying to convince somebody. I think this was Envy. He's trying to convince the young lady that, hey, I'll rock with you. I mean, I'm with you. I deal with you the long way. I do this. I do this. I do this with you. Well, you could have said all that outside of a camera, right? You could have did all that outside of a camera, which, he said he did, and he said, but look, sometimes as men, you just have to take a stand, man. I'm not getting involved with that. I'm not, you said what you said, it is what it is. I'm not getting involved with that. Right? Somewhere along the line, we have thought we have gotten this thing wrong. And it's like weak men are leading the pack right now. And this is a time for strong men. But we don't know how to be strong in this era right now. For some reason, we've been pushed off of it. You hear words like toxic masculinity, or you hear things like overbearing, or you hear words like dominance, and you hear these type of things here. And we have now become scared to be a man. You're now scared. We got men, young men, older men are doing it too, seem like now, but especially younger men are scared to be men. They have been told something other than manhood. They've been shown something other than manhood. It has to be something that either I'm going to kill somebody or I'm just going to roll over. There's no middle course in that. And it took me the longest to kind of learn that, because I have history. And I think my history is well documented. People know me and know what's happened to me in my past. And it took me the longest to try to get out of that mindset of, I don't have nothing to prove to nobody. I don't have to worry about the judgment of people. As a man, I'm going to be judged because it's just the way the world works. And I have to be able to be comfortable with that. As a man, I'm somebody going to take something I've done and misconstrue. Somebody going to take something even about this podcast today, this episode, and misconstrue it as, oh man, he talking this. But you know what? It's okay. Have the conversation. Have the conversation. And if you want to have a conversation with me, have a conversation with me. But believe me, that trying to check me publicly, I'm not indulging in that conversation. And we can have a private conversation. You like something I said, we can have a private conversation. And I'm talking about this episode, so we can be clear. But as men, we have really dropped the ball. Either we got to show her how tough we are, or we got to show her how sensitive we are. And as a man, we have all of that. We have the whole gamut. And somewhere along the line, we got to park it in the middle. We have to park this thing in the middle. And it's time for some of our elder statesmen, our elders who are in this game, who's still here, to really get in the position of trying to reach back and help some of our younger men. Yeah, I ain't trying to sun you. I'm not trying to sun you. But there is some things that you can learn from me, and I also can learn from you. But as men, we got to start being in a situation where we reaching out and we helping one another. We're correcting one another. We're checking one another. and not checking in a way as being abrasive, being obnoxious or anything along those lines there, but showing it from a position of care. I care about you, my man. And I think, I'm trying to give you, I want to give you this tool. I want to learn to help you out with this because I see you. I see you. And we've lost that. We've lost that. We've lost mentorship. We have lost apprenticeship. We have lost that within our community. We've lost that. And we have to get it back. It's a must that we get this back. Because we're going to continue to fail. And we're going to continue to be in a position where we're seeing our women having to take leadership positions when they shouldn't be. And then they go to screaming this other stuff like, soft girl era and all this old type of stuff here. That really makes no sense either. Because you don't have to be in the era to just be you. You don't have to have somebody give you a label, give you a tag in order to be you. Just be you. Be a woman. If you want to be a woman, be a woman. You don't have to, can't no man take your womanhood away from you. And real talk, brothers, can't no woman take your manhood away from you. You give it away. You give it away. Don't tell me about something, man, being, getting your legs cut off on you, getting your testicles taken from you, and all this old type of stuff here. No, nobody take them from you. You give them away. If someone is demasculizing you, it's because you're giving it away. Now, that doesn't mean that people aren't going to be rude. You got people who just don't have any home training. You got some people you got people who've been conditioned the wrong way. And so they have this sense of rudeness that take place. And they have this get at you mindset that take place. But you know what you do with them? You leave them alone. You let them have that. If any woman is trying to give you this type of energy to where she trying to bump up and face up against you and all this old type of stuff here, that's not the woman you need. And I don't care how good the sex is. And I don't care how whatever that might be taking place. Because that's what get caught up too. You go to thinking with the wrong head. And I'm your brother. I'm going to tell you what it is. And this is a Muslim, Christian, or whatever. Our community has been plagued by this. Our community has been plagued by this. And I'm saying we have to do something different. This is a time and a place for us to start doing something different. I come on each week. I bring people in each week so we can learn to do something different. So we can have the discussion as men of certain things that we need to take place within our community. Not to show us up or to downgrade anybody, but to give us tools in order to do something different. And I get a lot of good feedback. Get a lot of good feedback. I had a sister tell me yesterday after we leaving a dinner yesterday, iftar yesterday, saying how she liked how the conversations that I'm having with the brothers, and she put it up when I share it, she posted, right, and I'm appreciative of that because just her conversation let me know that she got what it is that I'm trying to do. She understood what it is that I'm trying to do here. And I'm not trying to do it from a position of someone like, the late Kevin Samuels or the Andrew Tates or all this old type of stuff, or people who try to fill in those spaces because of the absence of these two. One's now deceased, and the other one, I think he's still in jail somewhere. And so they try to fill those spaces because they trying to get clickbait. They trying to get heard. They want to be heard. So they're going to say anything that they super sensitive with the women to one that they super hard against women. right? And that's not the time that we should be on. We should be on the time of how can we get us together and not get caught up into that, right? Not get caught up into that. And I'm saying it really just bothered me when I looked at it. It's been bothering me for a while. And I just decided I needed to say something. I wanted to say something about it and say, hey, I want to hold this mirror up. I want us to look at it. I got to look at the mirror too. I have to look in this mirror too, the same mirror that I want everyone else to. I want other brothers to look at. I have to look in that same mirror. So I'm not free of anything that I'm talking about. I have to hold myself accountable, just like I'm asking other men to hold themselves accountable. But we have to stop doing, we have to stop participating in this nonsense. We have to stop competing with women and other people who are not holding true to a standard that's above the foolishness. We have to. And that's not because I'm an older guy. It's just the right thing to do. We have to hold ourselves accountable. You know, it's not all of, every time you turn around, you got to heal, or you got trauma, or you got this. No, sometimes it's just you falling into the foolishness of what's going on today. We have gotten weakened by this food. We just grab onto anything that people are saying, but the truth. That's the crazy thing about it. We get caught up in anything but the truth. If we ain't trying to look on and get on here, trying to look slick, trying to look cute, trying to this, trying to appeal to this, trying to appeal to a whole bunch of women, trying to do this, trying to do that, because contrary to public, we already know that women are the one who spend the most money and all this old type of stuff here. So women are the one who support a lot of things that's going on. Which is a bad thing, because then that means you brothers ain't supporting the things that need to be supported. And so you pander. So there is a lot of pandering that take place. Or if it's going to be something that men are going to support, it got to be so extreme and ultra crazy. So then somebody, yeah, man, that's it. He got to have these terms like high value or all these other nonsensical terms in order for a man to kind of see himself, when only thing he has to do is see himself as a man. See yourself as a man. At the Get Made podcast, we're talking about manhood. We're talking about accountability. We're talking about development, how to develop yourself as a man. And we're talking about how we get these tools for enrichment, how we get tools in order to be better. That's what's happening here. Only thing that we're doing here. We're not trying to put nobody down. We're not trying to prop ourselves up by putting somebody down. That's what takes place with the At the Get Made podcast. And we're going to continue to stand on manhood. And I want people to be in a position of joining us. Stand on this manhood. Stand on you women. Support the manhood. Don't come in and talk about, well, if I see a man or whatever, you got to be, don't go through all that. Just support manhood. Just get behind it. Get beside it. Give some give some light to it. And that doesn't mean that brother got to or the woman got to support a proper man up and all this old type of stuff here. But no, the acknowledgement of a man being a man, with his shortcomings, with his positive aspects, all that is relevant. All of it is relevant. But we can't keep doing this, brothers. We can't. And I'm seeing some of the more sensible men that I know falling into these traps. They're falling into these traps. And it's not good. It's only taking us backwards. And I'm telling you, I've been on this earth now. I've seen 3, 4 generations, 4 and 5 generations. And I'm saying this is not, and I know I'm telling my age maybe, but that's okay. I'm okay with my age. I'm good with my age. I got friends that ain't make it to my age. And I'm good with that. But with me having this age come with responsibility. I have to be able to call it out. But not only call it out, help and give some directions on how we can do something better. It's just not good enough for me to just call somebody out and not help them out. I can't say you're wrong and not give you the tools on how to be right. I can't say that something's wrong and not then give the cure for the illness, or at least my understanding of it anyway. I don't have all the answers. I got 1 or 2, maybe, but I need to give those 1 or 2. I need to be a part of the system that is trying to do it right. Now, I can't, this internet thing is very diabolical. This internet situation is it has a lot of evil to it, but it also has a lot of good. And we have to start accentuating the good. We have to start promoting the good. And we can't make wrongdoing fair seeming. We can't do that. We can't make it right by saying, the wrong is right. We can't do that. We have to be in a position of making sure that we stay on course, that we pull each other up, that we help each other, that we guide each other, that we link in together. And because if we don't, I had a brother on brother who was on last year, who was on the show. He made a good point of saying that this is not a time for men. Back in the day when they needed men, they had men. They wanted men to be strong. But this isn't a time for men because of the age we're in, the age of AI, and the age of this, and the age of that, and all this artificial intelligence. They say they don't need men. They don't need them. So what happens? They put women in power. They put women in spaces. They give women these platforms, and they do these type of things here, which then continue to, as men, we fall in line with it. We help promote it. We help the system dog us out. And when you put on a platform and you let women go at it, and then you are then instigating it, it's not good. It's not a good look. It's not a good look at all. And believe me when I tell you, we are in a time now that life is imitating art. People are imitating what they see on screens, on their phones, on computers, on the TVs, on movie screens. Anything that got a screen on it, people are trying to do it. It's through the music. It's through, life is imitating art. And that puts a man at a disadvantage. Because, especially as Black men, they don't want us to be men. They've done everything that they possibly can do to continue to knock our community down. With, they don't promote, even with this this LBGT stuff and all this old type of stuff here. Yeah, I'm out here. I say what I'm saying. I don't hide from it. They show a lot of us in that. They don't really show a lot of them. They show us putting on dresses. You don't see a lot of them. For every 10 of them, 10 of us who do it, it's probably one of them they show. And they make that thing acceptable with us. They breaking down the very fabric of who we are. They're trying to strip manhood one piece at a time, one strip at a time. And they do it slow so you don't recognize it, so you be accepting of it. And I'm saying to us, we have to watch this. Brothers, we have to watch this. When you see this wrong taking place, don't be scared or, I don't want to get involved. You have to be involved because you are involved. You are involved. It's getting you one way or another. I'm telling you, even to the point to where, you just hating it in your heart is at you. We have to do something about it. We can't indulge it. We can't participate in it. We can't we just can't. And I don't really like that word can't, but I am strongly capitalizing every letter of this word. We can't be involved in this. Thank you guys for allowing me to just have this platform. Of course, I want everybody to really check out my book. I got my book out right now. Got to put my plugs in. Got my book, Taming the Storm, Understanding and Overcoming High Conflict Personalities for a Peaceful Life. Because this is what they really got us being. They really got us being high conflict. We got some real high conflict personalities taking place. And I don't have all the answers, but I have a few. I want you to check out my book. You can order it on Amazon, or you can text me, inbox me, and I can show you how to order it from me if that's what you want to do. And also, I'm having a live event in Baltimore in June 20th, 21st, called the Muslim Wellness Summit. Strengthening our community through faith, family, and fulfillment. I'm trying to make sure get to the point that we're merging our students of knowledge and our clergy and our imams with clinical professionals. Clinical professionals, so we can start doing some things, coming up with some answers to how we can do certain things a little different, a little better. Of course, I got a couple of people going to be there. I got some more people who I'm trying to see if I can get on the program. Of course, we got Shadid Muhammad's going to be there. Kill Ingram, my brother Hanif J. Williams. I got Sister Michelle Renee Davis, Sister Kendra Camilla Shabazz, and a host of other people that I'm really trying to bring on to the program. It's going to be a 2-day event. And right now, we got, for those who want to vend, we definitely have vendor spaces available. I think I only have like 15 vendor spaces available. So please, I think it's on the website. I'm those putting it on. I think I have a landing page for it. So definitely going to see it on my various platforms, being it mine, being it my accounts at the House and Clay Experience, or even the Clay Couple. You see it there, right? You see it there. And by all means, please check it out. And of course, please subscribe to my platforms, TikTok and Instagram as the House and Clay Experience. My YouTube page, please subscribe to my YouTube page and the Get Made podcast on YouTube. And of course, continue to follow us here every Monday at 7 p.m. That's every Monday at 7 p.m. I guarantee you're going to have more guests coming. It wasn't that I didn't have a guest. I wanted to come and talk to my people directly, myself. And so we're going to have more guests to come on. Been having some fabulous guests. Y'all been giving some good participation. Y'all been checking us out. We definitely appreciate it. And we're going to have more people to come. So continue to stay tuned, and we're going to see you guys next week.